thing on. I just love saying that. Anyway, so good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to start the general sessions, and thank you for choosing our services. Anyways, so the first thing, we're going to jump through this pretty quickly today because our time's a little crunched, but we're going to get it all in. So the first thing I always show here is I like to give out free swag for top tweeters for these sessions. So if you tweet, use the tag Instacon, use the tag mobile, and you get extra points if you use my name. Two things giving out today will be a Canvas picnic blanket and a Bluetooth speaker. The top person gets the first pick. I'll leave this information on the bottom of the next few slides. So a little bit about me. You already heard about me. My name is Ryan Seilhamer. My biggest role working with Canvas is I am the founder and co-admin of the Canvas Mobile User Group. I'm also a Canvas coach and a Canvasser. And we've been using Canvas since 2012.
Hi, I'm Ashley Salter. I am an instructional designer at the University of Central Florida. I actually share a desk right across from Ryan. I like to torture him all day. I have a history and background of K through 12 education, and now obviously higher ed instructional designer. I'm a member of the CMUG and perpetual beta tester thanks to this guy.
And also we have a slide for Kristen Lundstrom. We did quite a few interviews to get ready for this presentation, and she was really helpful in getting the K through 12 side. So, because we don't have K through 12. So anyways, just wanted to dedicate a slide to her for her work. So the Canvas mobile apps. If you look in the store, as recently, you see a couple different applications. You see this red app, as I always call it. You might see SpeedGrader. You might see the parent app here, but you'll also possibly see other apps. You could see polls. You could see Magic Marker, teacher tools for Android. It's a lot of stuff going on. But when we made this presentation, I couldn't resist to put this slide in there because it's a lot of applications for a lot of people. And no, none of you have a box with like keys for a car, sorry. So anyways, so actually getting back to this. So Instructure thought about that and said, we need to work with roles. We need the people to understand their role, and that will help them use the Canvas mobile apps better. So, but we're gonna focus on this, the people. So we have people here. These are nice cartoons, but there's actual real people out there that are affected by the Canvas apps. And these people attend schools like University of Central Florida, has 64,000 students, all the way to De La Salle High School, where Kristen's from, which is 700-800 students. So we interviewed quite a few students. We have about 10 hours worth of interviews, and we're going to share some of that information with you today. And that includes our students, our teachers, and our parents. So we're going to start with the parent real fast. So if you're not familiar, there's a Canvas parent app that's available for iOS and Android, and it makes it easy for families to monitor students' progress, to be able to observe what's going on. A couple different things that are going on here as well is they can view course grades, so you can see those course grades, which are really important. You can view assignment descriptions and due dates, set reminders for assignments, which is really nice. So maybe Johnny has something due on Friday. You set a reminder on Thursday to remind yourself to talk to Johnny about that. And the last slide here is just setting grade alerts. So you can get those alerts. You don't have to ask them, did the grade come in? You get those grade alerts. And you get those course assignments. So you don't have to ask your student what's going on. So we went ahead and we worked with Kristen to do some interviews to find out how parents use this application with their students. And to talk about that, it's Ashley.
So there are a couple themes with parents, students, and teachers that were very apparent throughout our interviews. And so with parents, non-intrusive involvement was really key for parents and enhanced communication.
Oh. I should probably give that to you.
Hey, thanks so much. So here we have Greg Matson, a parent of a freshman, and he says it provides perspective even when teachers don't directly communicate it. And so often, students don't really want to talk to their parents about their grades unless they're really good. At least that was my case. But what happens is parents are notified and they're able to use those notifications as a very non-intrusive way to start that communication with their students. This is Patty Rushman, a De La Salle High School parent of another freshman. Because of the app, there have been great conversations about how he did in assignments. So this mom is very, involved, and she wants her son to be successful. And so this app actually helps her, again, to open those lines of communication. Or if she sees, maybe he didn't do so well on a grade, she's able to jump in and see, is he distracted? Does he need some extra help? And really stay in the know as a parent.
All right, thanks, Ashley.
Yeah.
So that's it with parent. We're not going to talk about parent too much today. We're going to focus a little bit more now on students. So Canvas mobile app that the majority of you probably have used, available for iOS and Android, and it's Canvas in your pocket. Some numbers on the app. I love to give numbers every year. As of March this year, there's 3.1 million users per month, unique users, and there's 1.1 million unique users per day. 9.5 million downloads. So that's as of March, so it's much higher now, I'm sure, especially the downloads. And it's also the highest rated LMS app for iOS and Android. So, and you can go check that. It is. So I always like to show this slide. So this slide's really interesting to me. So this is August of last year. You can see the Canvas app. So this is the top free apps in the Apple App Store. You can see right here they're number 29. And they're ahead of things like Google Drive, Microsoft Outlook, and even the Google app. That's pretty awesome, you know? Back to school, everyone's downloading it. But I always think it's funny that they can't beat Solitaire. Yeah, Solitaire. I see that. So anyways, so we do a survey every year. We've done it for 4 straight years at the university. And we assess students about the Canvas mobile app. One question we ask them, simply enough, do you use it? 90% of our students in our survey said yes, we do use it. 4% said mobile web, 6% said never. We asked that 4%, why do you do that? They said, we didn't know an app existed. That's the top reason. Another question is, how often do you use the Canvas mobile app? Out of that 90%, 95% said they use it at least once a week. And if you break that down even further, 48% use it several times a week and 37% several times a day. So the students that use the Canvas mobile app use it a lot. And the Canvas mobile app has a lot of features. We're not going to talk about all these features today. You probably have explored quite a few of them. But I did want to highlight a few things that happened within the last year that maybe you didn't know about. So the first one I'm going to show is assignment annotations. So this is really cool. So what happens here is that if an instructor creates an assignment and attaches a PDF to it, the student in the app can go in, tap on the PDF, and immediately they can start annotating directly on these sheets. So think about math, think about Spanish, think about different things like that. And at the end, they just save it. They submit the assignment. It already knows the assignment already that it wants to go to. And that's it. You've submitted the assignment. The student didn't use any third-party app. They didn't have to use Notability or anything else. And they've submitted to the instructor, and the instructor can see this, and the student can see it as well. So that's pretty cool. Next thing, full screen support on iPad. That was a big thing I've heard about for a while, so you can use the full screen for the iPad. Cool things like module indent support, so you can indent those modules. And also module style updates. So now it drops down to multiple lines. So if you have an accessibility issue and you need to really blow that text up, you'll be able to see all that text. You don't see ellipses. A couple things for quizzes, file upload question support, multiple drop-down quiz questions. So the majority of the quiz questions are now supported in the app. And the last thing, if you're in ARC school, you can actually use ARC to create ARC assignments. And that's a little bit about the student app, or we're going to call it the Canvas mobile app. So we went ahead at UCF, we have lots of students, 64,000. And we wanted to talk to them about their experience. So to talk about that, here's Ashley. And I'll hand it to you this time.
Thanks.
Don't hit the next slide yet.
All right. So a chance to earn some free swag here. When we interviewed our students, remember those themes that I talked about as far as, the prevalent themes that were, important. What do you think the #1 theme was for students? Grades? Heard that, but no. For the use of the app.
Use the app. Not a feature, but what's the #1 key theme?
Annotations? We did hear that, but no. #1.
Don't think features.
Why would you use an app? Convenience, yes.
We hit it first. Someone else said convenient too, right?
Convenience.
All right. Got swag. Do you want a shirt or a speaker? Sure. All right. I'm going to throw it to you. We don't have a gun.
I begged Ryan to let me get a T-shirt.
We'll have more opportunities as we go through.
He wasn't on board. Okay, so it's convenience. Students like delivery pizza. They like Uber. They like, things on the go because it's convenient for them. No difference with this app. This is Alex. He's a UCF senior majoring in computer science. With the Canvas app, if it happens, I know about it. So if he doesn't make it to a class, he feels confident that he will be caught up on anything that he's missed based on the notifications and reaching out through his peers with the messaging feature. Another important idea that Alex shared with us in our interview was that, it helps him keep a balance. So he's got an active social life, he works full-time, and he's an active, very successful student. But the Canvas mobile app helped him to maintain that balance. This is Maddie, a UCF junior, communication and conflict major, and she says, I finished my discussion post while waiting to board a flight. Maddie is probably one of the busiest students we interviewed. She's involved in campus organizations and committees, full-time student employee, full-time student. She is a social media guru, and she says, the convenience of having my cell phone that is on me constantly allowed me and continues to allow her to be successful. So she told us the story about, she's waiting in the airport and she gets a notification, hey, your discussion's due. Oh man, I've got 2 hours, but I've got 15 minutes. Okay, let me do the discussion. So she was able to do her assignment right there, and then as soon as she landed, obviously she was able to maintain that discussion that was taking place. But how cool was that? This is Gia, UCF senior in communications. Without the Canvas app, I'd be stuck in the library all day. Again, she's a communications major in journalism, and so she's out in the field constantly doing videos, taking images, and just out there meeting and talking to people. So this app helped her to submit some assignments that could have been a little gnarly to come back and get on her computer. But one of the key features here was she said, I actually get better connection on my mobile device than I do my computer. And so she struggles to find Wi-Fi sometimes on campus or shuttle or her apartment. And so she said, without this, I think I'd be in the library all day waiting and searching for Wi-Fi. So again, the Canvas mobile app was really convenient for her. And this is Heather, somebody that is a successful businesswoman, a mom, a wife, and she's gone back for her MBA, and she says, the app helped me to spend more time with my family. As a recent graduate, I understand the balance of maintaining family, social, and everything, as we all do. And so what Heather shared with us is that she used chunks of time to be successful. And if emptying out the dishwasher, she was able to pull out her app and see, hey, what's due tonight? Oh, okay, that's gonna take me some time. She can't sing 5 Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, she can only sing 2. And so she found those chunks of time to be really successful using the mobile app, keeping up with the discussions, and messaging her peers. And Gabe from De La Salle High School, you can see here that even in the K through 12, the mobile app is really, really convenient. He says it's really convenient to check what's coming up when I need to finish it. So sports, social life, and maintaining a successful academics.
Oh, what a great noise. I want to be a comedian. Okay, anyways, so we've talked a little bit about students, and we talked about parents. So let's talk about teachers. That's really exciting. So we talked about a student app, talked about a parent app. But what about teachers? If you've been a teacher trying to use the Canvas mobile apps, it hasn't probably been the best experience for you. And you probably feel a little bit like this. Wait for it. Anyways, maybe, anyways. So they built an app called Canvas Teacher, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it today. So Canvas Teacher, it's available for iOS and Android, and short, it's mobile Canvas for teachers. It's a completely redesigned app. It's not recycled from other applications, so you'll notice that quite a bit in messages, announcements, discussions. Gives you the ability to update content and view course content and settings. It builds better tools to monitor student progress. Awesome context cards, being able to message students and speed grader support built directly into it. So here you go. We'll start with courses. The courses is exactly what you expect. Beautiful course cards. You can edit your favorite courses, change nicknames, and change colors. So all the stuff you want to see here, right on your course page. And for the first time, they support branding. So this is UCF's branding inside the application. So it borrows that branding that you use on the web already for your Canvas instance. So it gives you kind of that personalized experience. Inbox, nothing revolutionary about the inbox, but the inbox is the #1 feature used by teachers. So it's really great to see it done over again. It's a little more intuitive, it's cleaner, it's faster, and it's a better experience. So let's talk about a couple of the specific features. So we have announcements. Announcements are great for instructors on the go. We need to send an announcement out there. So you can view those announcements, you can create those announcements, and for the first time, you have the ability to use kind of a light, rich content editor to be able to modify that text a little bit. So maybe you need to put a link in there, or you want to use a list or something different. It's not just plain text. And you can edit stuff as well. So you want to edit these announcements. And one of the things that I really like, here at the bottom, I have this little animation, is you can set delayed postings. This is something you couldn't do in a mobile app. So if you have to set something, you want to go at 6 o'clock tonight, you don't have to do it on a computer. Assignments. So assignments is really kind of the meat of what we're looking at here. So with assignments, we have really cool things. Like you can see these things called pills at the bottom, 2 ungraded, 8 ungraded. So you can quickly see what you need to do. And here you can actually look at the assignment details. You can see a lot of different things, when it's due, what kind of submission type. But I like these dials at the bottom that show you graded and ungraded and not submitted. So you can take all that data and just make it easy for you to understand what you need to do and focus on that. You can edit assignment settings. One thing I really like is that you can publish and unpublish on the go, which is really great in case you notice something that you need to stop. View submissions. So when you look at submissions, you'll see this is assignments and discussions as well. You can view all submissions, and you can set these really nice filters for it as well. I think there's 8 different filters for iOS. So if it's graded, ungraded, all the way to, I want to see people that scored above it or below a certain grade. And then you can go ahead and you can message those students directly from there. So if you say, hey, I want to contact everyone that got a 90 or above, you can go do that. Or tomorrow there's assignment due. I need them, I want to contact them, let them know that they could be late. Next part, quizzes. So you can view your list of quizzes. So you can look at all the quizzes here. You can look at all the details of the quiz if you need to. You have those beautiful dials there as well. Edit quiz settings. So you can edit some of the settings from the quizzes. One of the things I did want to point out here is that you can do this in assignments as well, but you can set different assignment due dates as well. So if someone were to contact you and say, I need an extra day, you can do that directly inside the application. And you can preview a quiz. So if you need to go in there and actually look at a quiz and see what's going on, you can preview that quiz as well. The one thing you can't do is you can't edit questions. You can't edit questions or create questions. So the discussions, the last part of kind of the content part, is so you can view discussions. Discussions have been redone. If you use the iOS version, it's been it needs a little work, but this is the future of it right here. You can create discussions, and you can use some of those tools that we talked about before. View the details again, edit discussion settings, and of course at the end you want to view submissions. The last thing I want to talk about is SpeedGrader, because that's a really big deal, especially on the go. So this is SpeedGrader as we've known for a very long time. But with the teacher app, it's being rolled directly into it, SpeedGrader. And it looks like that. So yeah, so it's an upgrade. It's cleaner, it's more modern, it's faster, it's more intuitive. Let's go back to SpeedGrader real fast, because we only talked about SpeedGrader. The one blaring omission from SpeedGrader for the longest time is there's been no iPhone version. And the majority of users are using iPhones, especially on the go. And you don't carry like a tablet in your pocket. So with Canvas Teacher, it's coming to the iPhone as well. So it looks really great. Same exact features, just a different form factor. So you're not missing anything. You just get it on the go. So let me just give you a quick rundown of SpeedGrader. It's really great. When you open it up, you can swipe back and forth just like you would anything else. That's actually how you would expect it to be. Of course, you can add grades. That's pretty obvious. And you can excuse students as well. You have rubric support, just like anywhere else. You can even long press on these individual criterias, and you can actually see the criterias. You can view the descriptions and add comments. I really like this part, being able to look at the comments. It's like iMessages or it's like Messenger, where like you can just see like everything that's been going on. And it's beautiful. It's really easy to follow. You can view previous submissions. But the thing I'm probably most excited about is native annotation support, to be able to just start annotating and just not worry about using a different application. And Ashley and I were talking about it, and we have an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil at the office, and we tried it, and it was a lot of fun. And we ran it, we had to show you it in this presentation because we liked it so much. So we have a quick video to show you. So you'll see Ashley here. She's annotating on that side. Apple Pencil, this is the video on the other side. I mean, it's responsive, it's fast, it works really well. And we showed this to a couple instructors that are like, I'm buying an iPad and a pencil now just for that. So you save that, and it goes right to the student. So we've been using the Canvas mobile app quite a bit at UC, our Canvas teacher app, for a couple months. We had a focus group in September of last year, and when the beta came available in April, we passed this on to some instructors to get their, figure out if they liked it or not and their experience. And I'm Ashley will talk about that now.
Thanks, Ryan. Sorry. Excuse me. Okay, so again, the themes were time, student success, and effective and efficient teaching. Looking at our interviews, there we go. My greatest enemy is time, and this app empowers me with my time. And this is Rick Brunson, Associate Instructor at UCF in journalism. And Rick is one of those instructors that will answer emails day, afternoon, evening. He'll answer them at the dinner table, and that's okay. That's his style. That's what works for him. But throughout the interview and his experience using the Canvas Teacher app, he found that being able to grade on the go allowed him to balance his day and to fit more in his day, which was consumed with grading. And so he was a very huge advocate of the Canvas Teacher app and said, this is going to save me like countless hours of sitting at my computer. And the annotation, huge fan. This is Anna Turner, UCF instructor from communications, and she says wherever you can encourage, you want to encourage. And so student success is really important to Anna. The messaging students who feature empowers her to be more proactive than reactive with her students. She wants to keep an eye on how students are learning her content and cruising along. And so for Anna, this app allowed her, that visual, the dials, that was also important to see, where are students really at across the board. And then Amanda Groff, UCF Associate Lecturer for Anthropology, she says, the app will free up my time for me to develop content and interact with students. So, of course, all of us as instructors know how important our time is. So if she's able to, grade on the go, communicate on the go, change those due dates, just from her mobile device without having to stop, get to a computer, she's able to do more research. She's able to, construct a better course without using her time for those things that she would really have to sit down and spend some time to do.
Awesome. So that's Canvas Teacher, just showing it off. If you're really interested in learning even more about Canvas Teacher, actually the last thing is you may be asking when is this available. If you don't already know, it's available today. You can go download it right now. It's an iOS store. It's Android, so that's good. So go ahead and download it afterwards. And if you want to know even more, there's going to be a session tomorrow hosted by the product manager of Canvas Mobile, talking about Canvas Teacher to do a demo and a chance to get questions and answers. There's also a mobile tent that's in the Canvas area on the other side of registration. You can talk directly to the engineers. So if you have any questions, any comments, you can talk to them directly. And yeah, that's on the other side of registration. It's kind of hard to find, but just lead over there. The last thing I just want to talk about is a Canvas Mobile user group in the community. Please join that. I'm going to add my slides that I did here today. And also we're going to share more stories as well. And the last thought I'm going to leave you with is, this is how it's been for a while. But as we move forward, change is good. And this is what the landscape of Canvas Mobile is going to look like moving forward. And with that, I'm done. Any questions? Yeah, people are going to walk out, but yeah, question.
All right, so right now I have notifications going to my email account, like getting skipped to my email account. Could you address the relative pros and cons of using the app versus having messages stick to my email?
I guess the question is, you're talking a little bit about notifications with the teacher app. The teacher app doesn't have any notifications at this point, so you'd still be using that student app right now for that information. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone else on this side or that side? I don't know. For the Canvas mobile app, the ratio between Android and iOS users is about 80 to 20 iOS. Yeah. Sure. All right.
The
What? Oh, the one before it? This one?
The web.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
How's the emoji support in the app? We use it in the threaded discussion.
Yeah.
Most important piece.
Yeah, it's always that. And updated icons. Tomorrow's session is like right next door. Yeah, it's like it's one of the big rooms like this.
Promote the mobile experience for teachers and students, and what your support ratio is. Where we are, it's about 99% browser and 1% mobile in terms of questions that come in.
Yeah.
So I assume that doesn't represent usage, but I'm wondering if it's different where you are, and if that has anything to do with your evangelizing the mobile.
At UCF, about 30% of our traffic comes from mobile. And we support it. We have a full support team that supports the application. So, but we don't get a lot of support tickets. I mean, we have a lot of students. We average anywhere from maybe 5 to 10 a month. So it shows that they're going for different channels to get that support if they need it, which is very common with most mobile apps. People don't contact Facebook. They just figure out a different way to use it. So hopefully that was helpful. All right.
One last question.
Yeah, last question here.
So I have an iPad lab in my classroom that the students don't take home, and I've noticed that the annotation feature is only localized to the iPad. They can't read their own annotations, say on their own tablet at home. Do you know if Canvas is doing anything about that, or if there's a
I'm not sure we're
possibility?
moving to DocViewer if they've done anything about it, but I would highly suggest you go ask them at the tent over there to see what that is.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, everyone.